Thanks for staying with us. You're still on to Good Morning Nigeria on the network service of the NTA. It's now time for newspaper review.
All right, in case you're wondering, I'm told that the parrot on newspaper review this morning is Chooks the boy. But don't worry, he doesn't repeat like the parrot. He interprets the news. Chooks the boy, you told me that.
I don't get your chance. I came here to face serious people.
Thank you.
I'm not.
You confess.
I am not.
Demola, you were here.
Well, I know you call me whatever you like. I'm a parrot, Abi. I make happy noise.
What happened to you?
Happy noise. Yeah. That's what I make. Yes, so remember, anything can happen from these lips.
I also said because you interpret the news, and that a real parrot doesn't do.
News is my forte.
All right, let's.
I'm not a very happy man. Chelsea is playing Arsenal at 9 o'clock. Nigeria is playing Morocco at 9 o'clock. Which one I go watch now?
Watch Nigeria now. Watch Nigeria now.
If the worst happens?
Do you know what's gonna happen today?
You don't want to think about it.
Nigeria is winning, and Chelsea is winning.
Can you introduce the?
Yes, please. Yes, please. We know why he's wearing
Chelsea.
Sky blue.
Chelsea.
What color is this?
Blues.
Is it blue? Okay, let's start with the leadership.
Okay.
Yes. Leadership has a very, very disheartening story on its front page, and I like to take that. It's a head story. But this is a story that has also been running, out there. Different platforms have, in fact, posted this. It says, 1 week after Chimamanda's son's death, Kano woman dies of scissors left in her body. Family alleges negligence, and Kano government suspends 3 hospital workers over incident. And, this is very disheartening. Trust Fund to disburse 2.5 billion naira to each varsity in 2026. And World Bank projects 4.4% growth for Nigeria this year and 2027. It's on page 26. And counterinsurgency, U.S. delivers military supplies to Nigeria. It's on page 20. And Kano government officials being coerced to join APC, Kwankwaso alleges. That's on page 19. And also, you see the picture story, some of Ambrose Ali University, Ekpoma students and other suspects been carried away yesterday from a court in Benin to Abuja Correctional Center in Esan, southeast local government area of Edo State. The suspects were arrested during a violent protest that rocked Ekpoma on Saturday. And there you see some of the students and all that. But the big story is somehow trailing at the bottom of the paper. Reactions as Tinubu unveils $2 billion climate fund plan. It's on page 4. But again, just the earpiece there below, on page 30, AFCON Super Eagles confident ahead of Morocco clash amidst refereeing fears. Well, I think there's another paper. Okay, let's quickly take a look at the Daily Times now, one of our very old papers. Daily Times leads with insurgency, residents flee Sokoto communities over Toji's threats. Zamfara communities reach truce, enjoy protection. That's the rider there. Nigeria to mobilize some amount of money there. I think that's about $30 billion yearly to finance energy transition reforms. That's by President Tinubu. You see, of course, the president of UAE there in a very handshake with our Minister of Trade, Dr. Jumoke, right there with the president watching. That happened yesterday, and that's the outlook of the Daily Times.
Okay, I have the Daily Trust newspaper with me, and just below that nameplate, how my wife died after doctors left scissors in her stomach. Details of that story, it's on page 8. U.S. delivers critical military supplies to Nigeria. Details of that story can be found on page 31. Kwakwanso backs temporary APC shift. Details of the headline story is on page 4. And Nigeria UAE signed deal to waive tariffs on over 7,000 Nigerian products. Details of that story is on page 24. Ex-PDP assembly candidate, 4 others killed in Benue. Details on page 32. Protest. Edo governor orders release of AAU students. Details on page 31. Nigeria face Morocco in high-stakes AFCON semi-final today. Details of the story is on page 38. And the Black Stripe has Sokoto communities deserted over bandits' attacks. Details on page 6. A resident of Kura Mota communities in Isa local government area of Sokoto fleeing their homes over bandit attacks on Sunday. That's the pictures. Those are the pictures on the front page. Chooks.
Yes. I didn't read the Kwakwanso story properly before coming in. I see a shift is being accommodated there. I'll look it up and know the details. I don't want Kano to go into unnecessary furore over political leanings and all that.
It's just to douse tension.
Exactly. Very important. Yes. You know, people must remember that leaders are also charged with keeping law and order. It's not only men in uniform. And how do you do it? Your body language, the words that come from your lips and all that. I like the way they're going. I really like it.
I was thinking you would start off with, rather than politics, with, they say health is wealth. I mean, you have to be alive if you to even engage in politics. And the
woman who died with the scissors.
Yeah, there's so many other stories about, alleging such negligence. There was a video that was circulated, and, a woman, had a cesarean, C-section.
Yes.
And then, weeks later, she was complaining about tummy ache, and then after another surgery, a surgery towel was, taken out of her. I mean, I was really alarmed, and,
I can assure you that cases like Chimamanda's sons, as well as the woman, the one about the woman with scissors left in her bowels, they are bound everywhere, really. They happen fairly regularly. They are just not reported. I can assure you that the reason this is being brought up is because it's on the heels of the death of Chimamanda's son.
Absolutely.
So we need, as journalists, to actually get to know what the plight of the people are in terms of what they encounter in the search for better health. We need to do more, find out what is happening to the populace. It's unfortunate.
Yeah. Does it worry you, Chooks, that these allegations are happening in very high repute, medical centers, and not even, the public hospitals that, we criticize?
Yeah. The Kano is a public hospital. Yeah, it is. It is.
Most of the allegations.
Whether it's a public hospital or not, the National Hospital is not a private hospital. Yet, you rank it as, they will tell you if it's too bad to take it to National Hospital. So it's not as if the public hospitals are inferior to these other ones. They are not.
Of course, they are not.
Some of their surgeons go to the private hospitals to render very delicate surgeries and all that. But the point you're making is that
these hospitals,
there are certain things. There are certain things that should not happen. If, for instance, a pair of scissors is found
or cotton wool
in the bowels of somebody, I'm going to take it to professional misconduct. The way you would tell a teacher who is chasing his 15-year-old primary school student. They were big in those days, ladies in primary school, 5 and 6. Don't look at me that way. I got to know all those things. You know, it's professional misconduct. And the authorities, education authorities, did not joke with it. This teacher immediately got fired. So, what is supervision like in these institutions? I am not banishing human error. Human error is human error. It will happen from time to time. But a pair of scissors, well, when you say a pair of scissors could be as little as this. A pair of scissors could be this size as well. So if it's the tiny type you used to, I'm not claiming to be a doctor, you used to go for parts of the entrails that are very tiny and delicate. You could actually make the mistake of leaving that. But the question I ask is this: when the woman started having that discomfort, because when a foreign body is in your body, you start feeling discomfort. It's where it's not supposed to be. Yeah. God has fashioned everything to be compact. No extra. No minimizing and all that. So didn't they do an X-ray to find out?
That's exactly why the husband...
understand? Because you too could help to preserve your own life.
That's why the husband, Mohammed, is really very angry with them. He said each time she went back to complain, they only prescribed painkillers. They kept telling her the pain was normal for patients who had undergone surgery, but they never recommended X-ray or any form of scan.
That's the wonderful thing about National Hospital. Please, I'm not advertising them. I've been there for the past 2 years and 5 months over a case. You bring anything they suspect, they tell you go and do a test. You say, oh, these tests are too, they'll tell you it is the shortest way to... They like exactitude. Not just National Hospital, Asokoro, the rest of them. These are very professional people.
They are.
Give it to them. Jakba has done a lot of damage, as it were, but they are very professional people. So they should have taken steps to do what should be done.
The right
just
thing.
as Demola plotted, the path he plotted towards a solution, which never came. It's really unfortunate.
Really.
It's really unfortunate. Let them investigate it. If anybody is found culpable in the matter, let them be punished. As an example to others.
Well, U.S. delivers critical military supplies to Nigeria.
I'm not a military analyst. I hope it contains drones.
Yes.
As well as if they can give us the helicopter gunship. Even the RPG, it finds that difficult to take down. A rocket-propelled grenade, which the terrorists were using quite early in the conflict and all that. So it matters to me the kind of equipment they're delivering. You need something that can get close to the ground without threat of being taken down easily. That's why I mentioned the Apache helicopter.
Should the weapons be made public?
No,
Claire,
they are not specific.
They have not mentioned.
No, they're not specific.
Yes. Don't dazzle me with that your wonderful smile. They haven't mentioned what they brought.
Yes, but it's just like they supply military equipment. That's it.
The relationship between Nigeria and Cameroon, and the US now is very important in resolving. We are coming with guns are blazing. You should have said guns blazing, not guns are blazing. They don't tell me I'm correcting Trump. So the communication of it is also very important. So when they tell you this, it tells you that the relations between U.S. and Nigeria, they are warming up and all that. It's not one of it's not adversarial, and that is good for us because we know that we are resolving what would have been a very murky affair if Trump had been allowed to behave like Trump. He's told that Iranian protesters now help is on the way. We don't know what that help is going to be. But killing up to 2,000 protesters, that's brutal.
Do you know, I hope I didn't get...
Okay, they said some of them are security forces.
I hope I didn't get that wrong. Over what? Scarcity of tomatoes? Did you get that?
No, Claire.
Well, Claire, we have to go now.
Food causes the worst riots in life.
We have to go now, Chooks, and unfortunately you will be beaten tonight, but Nigeria will win. And we'll take a break now. When we return, the conversation will kickstart. Stay with us.